Joining us now, speaking of Mark Obenshain and the advance, here he is. Senator, great to have you with us.
Hey, great to be with you, John. Look forward to seeing you this weekend.
Well, Senator, 2 years running. One of the things that we do when we cover the advance is on Monday, we rate the hospitality suites. Now, the pressure, Senator, is on you once again because you were able to win this 2 years running. You won the one at Virginia Beach. You edged out Pete Snyder, who had Ollie North at his, but still you won that. And then you trounced everybody at the advance in the Homestead with your wife's pound cake as one of the featured things there. So what do you do for an encore, and can you pull off the trifecta?
Hey, what I believe in is more the same, John. And actually, we're going to do it better this year. We have actually joined forces with Pete Snyder, and we're having an event Friday night at the Advance, where Pete and I are hosting a hospitality suite together, more of a tribute to the grassroots than a self-promotional effort. So we're looking forward to visiting with folks from around the state, and look forward to entertaining you and plying you with more pound cake.
Well, that'll be certainly fun. I know your hospitality suite on Saturday night at the Homestead. My vice president of sales, Andy Villaraiga, and I closed it down. So that was on Saturday. I'm not sure if we're going to do that on Friday night. But now that you're teaming up with Pete finished second to you at the Virginia Beach one. So now that you teamed up with him, it's going to be tough. Your main competition, I've heard, though, is Americans for Prosperity. Now, during the convention, they had a cigar hospitality suite, and they won that. So, they might be a little competition, but we'll see how it plays out. 8:43.
Yeah, well, we'll see whether Tim Phillips brings his game this time, okay?
State Senator from Harrisburg, Mark Obenshain, ran for Attorney General, as you know, 2013, and expected, this is my narrative, not an announcement, expected to run for governor in 2017 for Virginia. Now, Senator, going into the General Assembly 2015, there's a lot of issues. I want to start with the University of Virginia, these allegations on rape, and several General Assembly members have now put together ideas that would basically, anytime there's anybody that says they've been assaulted, it has to go beyond the college campus. I know you're a big fan of the University of Virginia. What happened there?
I don't know what happened, and the report by Rolling Stone magazine raises a lot of troubling issues. I know that there are concerns about the journalism involved, but setting that aside, there are enough issues that have been unearthed and exposed that really UVA and policymakers need to pay attention to what we can do to make campuses safer. And, this comes on the heels of the Hannah Graham murder at UVA. We really need to make sure that we're doing what's necessary to keep our kids safe on campus. Our universities around Virginia do have very good police departments, and these are not simply university arms. They are police departments. We need to make sure that they are doing their job. We need to make sure that that serious assaults, sexual assaults, are being treated as crimes and not simply disciplinary matters. And I think we're going to take a look at cooperatively working with the university and the other universities around Virginia to make sure that their law enforcement arm has the tool necessary and the ability to work with local law enforcement in addition to the university law enforcement to make sure that these are treated as crimes. What has been happening at the University of Virginia is probably not simply confined to the University of Virginia. It is something that we need to look at statewide.
Statewide, when you see statewide, I mean, I know there's several of your colleagues that are putting legislation through, and in the House. We've got something being put up there by the Democrat from Northern Virginia, Eileen Filler-Corn. There's many others. What can elected officials do in Virginia in order to have influence over how this plays out, Senator?
Well, number one, we are limited in our ability to correct bad decision making.
Right.
We need to make sure that we work on changing the culture on college campuses, not just student culture, but administrative culture. We need to make sure that they view this as not just boys will be boys and a disciplinary matter, but this is a serious, violent crime. And we need to make sure that culturally it's recognized as such. Second of all, we need to work with universities to identify impediments to treating this as violent crime. I know that there's some concern by administrators at UVA and elsewhere that the Federal Educational Right to Privacy Act somehow ties their hands and limits their ability to make a law enforcement report without the consent of the student. And we need to make sure that much as with mental health issues, we crafted a way that colleges and universities can work with the parameters established by HIPAA, which protects the privacy of mental health patients' records, but recognizes that there are dangerous situations that need to be addressed. We can do that with this situation as well. And I think that Rob Bell, Todd Gilbert, and others are working hard to craft legislative solutions, Dave Albo, to address some of these areas where we can have an impact.
Let's get to another bill which is going to be coming down the pike. I'm not sure it's going to get out of committee, but we had your colleague from Fairfax, Senator David Marston, on earlier, and he's got basically an idea to revise the way pensions are calculated for General Assembly members. We all know what goes down, whether it be Senator Henry Marsh or many others. Phil Puckett, a potential example, where somebody's in the General Assembly, they have a salary of $18,000, then they are enticed with a job in the state at $120,000 over a 3-year period. Their pensions can go up 5, 6, 7, 8, 9x. It doesn't feel good to people. Dave has, a pretty solid approach. What are your thoughts on that, and how does it tie in to the overall ethics challenges that the General Assembly has?
Well, I think that bears some scrutiny. We have looked at the pensions that are made available to judges and others over, I guess, the past 10 or 15 years and have modified those to be more reflective of the economic realities and to make it less of a sinecure. And I think that we've got an opportunity now. Frankly, we need to look at the pension system that we have globally. We've got an awful lot of loyal state employees around the state. We've made promises to them. I believe that we need to make sure that we are equipped to meet the obligations that we've made. But looking forward, I don't think that there are any sacred cows for the future. And I think that we can certainly take a look at pensions that and the formulas that are available as enticements to legislators. And I expect there will be a robust discussion. I don't expect it to simply die in committee without discussion. I think that bill is one that is going to have legs.
I think it is also, and as I said, we had Senator Marston on earlier today, and when he just outlines it, it makes a lot of sense. And for the layman in Virginia, this is just another one of those things that seems squirrely, and nobody's saying that pensions aren't earned and they're not just, but when somebody takes a job at the end of their career and you think, well, maybe they're getting out of there just to influence the amount of money they're going to get going forward, and how does that influence the balance of power? It's just squirrely. And I encourage that to get looked at. Let's go to Chap Peterson, another one of your colleagues, has a bipartisan bill that he's forwarded along with conservative Senator Richard Stewart, basically limiting gift-taking for General Assembly members to $100. Now, there's some problems with that because $100 isn't a lot of money. How do you stand on that?
Well, John, it comes as no surprise to you. I have been talking about ethics reform for a couple of years. I believe that we do need to impose strict limits. I think that last year was a start, but I don't think that anybody feels like we finished the work of ethics reform in the General Assembly last session. I think that this bill is one that has a great deal of merit. I think that there are going to be a large number of ethics bills, and we're going to spend a good bit of time during the General Assembly session picking the good ideas and synthesizing them into some comprehensive ethics reform to address things including gift giving. I don't think that I certainly believe in caps and limits. I do believe that we need to make sure that we are not generating an appearance in which an appearance of impropriety, really. And I think when the gift reports come out every year, I think there are a lot of eye rolls around the state, and it encourages a cynical belief that legislators are being influenced by improper means. And I have great respect for my colleagues, but by the same token, I believe that the appearance of impropriety is something that we need to avoid at all costs. And these bills, I think, certainly advance that cause.
I think 2015 has got to be the time, especially we live in a post-Bob and Marie McDonald world. Something has to be done. Right here first on the John Fredericks Show, State Senator and expected gubernatorial candidate Mark Obenshain announces that he has endorsed publicly the candidacy for Republican Party of Virginia Chairman John Whitbeck. That'll be decided by the Executive Steering Committee in January. They have a meeting in December at the Advance. There's three candidates in the race: John Whitbeck, First District Chair Eric Herr, and Virginia Beach Pastor Aaron Wheeler. We're out of time. We want to thank Senator Obenshain for being with us. Senator, I look forward to seeing you Friday night.
Well, thanks so much. I look forward to seeing you too.